welcome to the podcast, Brim.
Yeah, it's good to be here, man. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure. So it's Brim Airsoft, and then your call sign is Keith. Is that right?
Yes. So when we first started playing Airsoft, we just played video games together. So we
Yeah.
just used our gamer tags. Most
Right.
people, I guess, earn their call sign, yada yada. But we're all adults and stuff, so we were like, we're just going to use our gamer tags. And my gamer tag is Keith Toasty. So I just cut it in half and went with Keith, and that's how it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And
Well,
then
I love your setup.
oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's actually my living room. Believe it or
Yeah,
not.
it looks awesome. Yeah, and you
Yeah.
got all your gear on. You got your mask on. You got your
Yeah.
hat on.
Well, you know what? I was watching some of your podcasts and I was like, man, no one dresses up. We're talking about airsoft. So I figured, I dress up, play the role.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. I was there was the first one I did that I thought the guy was going to wear all his stuff because it's Admin Airsoft. I don't know if you follow him on
Say that
Instagram.
again.
Admin Airsoft.
No, I haven't heard of him.
Okay. So he actually made his Instagram name after administrative results. You know that YouTube channel, The Real Steel?
Yeah, yeah.
So I guess he was a big fan of that channel. So he made Admin Airsoft based on that. But so I thought, so all his original, like, all his pictures in Instagram, he never shows his face. He always puts the black line or blocks out the face and that kind of thing. So when he got on here the first time, I thought he was going to be wearing something to,
Yeah, yeah.
and I asked him about it, and he's like, "Nah, it's okay. Like I was doing that because I thought it was kind of like cool, like the operator, military special
Yeah,
forces
yeah, yeah.
stuff or whatever." But he's like, "Man, I'm not out there snapping necks. I'm just, So he said it's okay. But I was hoping he would because he would have been the first one to wear.
Oh, am I the first one?
You are the first one.
Oh my God, that's
Congratulations.
awesome. Nice. I watched probably
Yeah.
about 5 of your podcasts so far. I watched the
Okay.
first one with Mr. OT, my buddy Will. And then I watched a few more after that. And then when you messaged me, I was like, are you shitting me? Like, what?
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Well, man, I reach out to a bunch of people. If I see somebody comment or like if I'm talking with somebody like I did with Mr. Off Topic, he's like, he mentioned you and Shark Bait and a couple other people, whatever. I'm like, hell yeah, let me check these guys out. So I, found you guys online and I just look around. And I'm like, and they got some cool stuff going on. You got a YouTube channel, which I actually have pulled up on this other screen and watched a couple of your videos. They're really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like you. You spent some time editing. That's good.
Yeah,
Like you put it
YouTube is
together good.
the best teacher, honestly, with that. It's been awesome.
Yeah, it really is. When you start editing your own videos, man, it's a good, like you said, it's a good teacher for sure. But it's great for like I like self-reflecting and kind of like getting better at things anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And like I don't have to have a coach tell me. I video this stuff and I'm like, and then I edit my own videos. So I'm like, oh, this is okay. Oh, I need to work on this, or I need to work on that.
Oh, yeah. Going back and watching old videos, I'm like, oh, man, I could have done this. But I was learning. So it's a learning experience. I love watching me gradually get better and stuff. And it helps with the ADD, editing
Yeah.
and stuff. Like
Right.
well, it's also a bad thing because I'll be sitting there and I'm like, I'm going to edit. And I go over to YouTube because the song's stuck in my head. And I listen to the song, and then 3 hours pass by, and I'm watching videos on like thermal dynamics and random YouTube, just down the rabbit hole, man. Like so it's bad, but also good at the same time because it allows me to, I guess, keep on jumping around and doing a lot of different things, which is that's what editing is. You get the mundane stuff out of the way, and then you get to have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I do the same thing, and I'm pretty scatterbrained that way as well. So I'm like, I'll work on something for, I have 3 monitors. Usually I have 20 things pulled up on my computer at one time, and I'm just bouncing around. I'll work on this one. I'll start, when I go to edit, I'll try, I'll go to save it, and it'll take, whatever, 20 minutes. So I'm like, so that I'm bouncing around this thing while that's saving and then doing this other stuff. And oh yeah, it's good for that.
Oh yeah, yeah. It definitely feels that. And the drums behind me, I started I think like 12 years ago, 11 and a half. and ADD and the drums just work out perfectly.
That's
You know,
awesome.
yeah.
I was going to ask you about that. Yeah, it's cool. Cool drum set.
Yeah, well, that's actually the second drum set I ever got. I've been through a few, but that one had sentimental value. It was given to me by one of my foster moms and stuff, so I've kind of kept it. I wish I would have kept it in better condition, but being young and rambunctious in the system, just it was more like a punk rock drum set. But I've kept it, so I plan to
Nice.
keep it forever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you a punk rock fan?
Yeah, yeah. Well, at first, when I first started playing, I was like, it's all about punk rock, and then I switched to metal, and I was like, oh, it's all about metal, man. My ADD metal, it worked out perfectly. It was awesome. And
Yeah.
then when slower songs started getting to me, Grandpa was listening to like Frank Sinatra,
Hmm.
Bobby Darin, Dean Martin,
Yep.
all the good guys. I love them. My brain kind of switched to different music instead of just being like, if it's not metal, it's not music. And
Yeah.
that helped a lot. So now I'm kind of just all over the place. It's death metal and then it's Doja Cat. It's all over the place.
Uh-huh. I
Yeah.
my playlist is the same way. I have so like on Amazon Music, where I play all this stuff all the time, it starts creating, a soundtrack for,
Yeah. The
my
algorithm.
own soundtrack. Yeah. So I'll go into my soundtrack every, like once a month or whatever, just to see what kind of compilation of shit it puts together because I'm listening, metal, 80s rock, and then like Elvis, and then I love 50s music. So Frank Sinatra, all that shit. So, and then I also like deep house,
Oh
just
yeah.
kind of
You
like
gotta have that.
smooth, yeah,
Yeah.
background kind of music and stuff that's really cool. And then I also like some country, uh, some old. I don't like the new rap, but like 80s rap, like when it
Oh
first started,
yeah,
some of
yeah.
that stuff,
Yep.
and so I've got, and I also love punk rock music. So I was big into Sex Pistols,
Nice.
9 Inch Nails. Uh, who was the other one? I was just listening. Some of the stuff is pretty heavy, so I'll turn it on at work. Me and my buddy work together, flipping houses, and he's always making fun of it. He'll walk in, he's like, "What are you listening to?" Because he likes smooth jazz. I'm
Yeah.
like, "Bro, you're gonna put me to sleep. We're trying to get some work done here."
Yeah.
So I'll have some, heavier shit on.
Nice. That's like one of my coworkers. He's a inner city black kid, so he listens to a little rap here and there and stuff. And then the stuff that I'm listening to, he's like, man, you are just all over the place. He's like, you're listening to metal, and then it's Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then it's Doja Cat or some other random song that I just like. It's stuck in my head.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but he's
What
introduced me
got
to
you
some good stuff, and yeah, I've shown him some random stuff that he likes. It's pretty awesome.
right? Yeah, that's always fun when you have a mix like that.
Hmm.
There's been, since I've been meeting people on here, there's been a lot of, I've learned a lot, like people talking about different bands that I never heard of. I was talking to Little Miss Airsoft, and she was like, "Have you ever heard of that band August Burns Red?"
Oh yeah.
And I guess it's a metal band or whatever. And I was like, "No," and that's weird because I listen to a lot of metal, and but um, I had never heard of it. So I learn a lot of these things and different movies and different anime
Oh
that I
yeah, yeah.
never heard of.
I
So
annoy my wife with that. I'm like, you got to watch this anime, and she's never really into it, but there's a few that have gotten her. I don't know if you've watched Dead Man Wonderland at all.
uh-uh.
Oh, I'm not gonna get into it, but it's gruesome. It's for adults. She loved it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's awesome. But I tried showing her a few more, and then nothing really stuck. She's
Yeah.
watched a few on her own, but yeah.
It's I was just talking with somebody earlier today and they said they were telling me about they're in anime as well. And this is a guy in Belgium and he says I said, "Well, the only anime I've ever seen was years ago. A buddy of mine was talking about it." And I always joke because I was like, I didn't really know about anime. I heard the word. I know,
Yeah.
but I was not experienced, with all the different ones or whatever. And he brought it up to me, and I always joked with him like, "What is it now? What's anime? Like Pikachu?" And he goes, "No, dude, that's Pokemon." I said, "Okay." But he was one of his favorite at the time was Afro Samurai, and
Oh,
that
all
was the
right. Yeah,
only
yeah,
one I
yeah.
watched. Yeah,
That one was awesome. Yeah, the ending when he tricked the evil dude to thinking that he got spiked in the head,
Uh-huh.
and it just barely nicked him in the head, but got his fro, and he stood there. Oh man, I loved it, dude. It was so
That
good.
was yeah, that was the only one I've seen. So it's,
Oh,
and I
all
watched
right.
that all the way through. It was good.
There's one. It's not like that, but it is. It's called Berserk. All right, and it was this guy, and he carries around a big sword, but it's not like overly anime big. It's just like it's a badass big sword. It's like a big ass meat cleaver.
Yeah.
And a group of bandits came and did their thing with the town, and there was this lady that was hung from a tree. Well, she was pregnant, and a baby fell out of her, and he was that baby. Berserk is. So they raised the baby, and they would beat him and just torture him, because they thought he was cursed because he was born from like a dead woman or something. And he
Mhm.
grew up to be like the most badass dude, and that's all. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to get into it, but
Oh, dude, I gotta see that.
it is great. The first season's great, but then I don't know what happened. They went to a different art style, and it didn't hook me, But the first one is so good. I highly
Yeah.
suggest it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I love this is cool because I'm getting all these like I'm literally there's times I'm writing, when somebody's telling me something, I'm like, "Oh, I'm writing this down because I'm like, wait a minute. I can just listen to this after because I'm going to edit this video."
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
duh.
nice.
But yeah, I've learned so many different things with movies and anime and
Oh yeah.
all kind
Anytime,
of shit.
anytime someone's passionate and they're talking about something, it's gonna make me more interested in it. I love you.
Absolutely.
Even if I'm never plan on dabbling in it, you talking about it, I am in it. I love listening to you talk about it. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
I do that too. I love to hear somebody that's or talk with somebody that's passionate about whatever, like
Mhm.
or excited about something in life.
Yeah. Like
Hell
airsoft.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And Halo.
Oh yeah, I love
You,
Halo, man. Big
I
Halo
can
fan.
tell, bro. Well, actually, I knew that before because I was stalking your Instagram. Saw you
Oh
had
yeah.
one of your one of your posts with you had a little Halo character, Master Chief character holding a GoPro.
Yeah, yeah.
It
He's
was
holding
cool, man.
the Springer pistol right now. He's been holding that for a while.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a cool setup, man. And then you got the what is that? The battle rifle there,
Yes,
or
so
it
that
is?
is actually the Airsoft Chrono Blaster, the
Yeah.
Halo assault rifle. It's awesome. I've only used it once or twice at the field. Um, it's more of a meme gun, The
Mm-hmm.
trigger's super clunky, super heavy, and
Gotcha.
then it's got here. I'll show you real fast. I won't
Yeah,
shoot
yeah,
it, but I'll show you. Hold on.
yeah.
So you need 2 batteries to run it. You need a regular Tamiya nunchuck battery, which you stick in here,
Mm-hmm.
and then like I said, it's a meme gun. It's been a while since I've messed with it. Then you stick a 9 volt, I think that is, in the
Oh, for the
back.
counter,
Yeah, in the
for the
back for
shot
the
counter.
counter,
Yeah.
and the lights are here. It's been a while since I've messed with it.
Oh
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's got lights on the
Oh,
side.
that's awesome.
Yeah. The only thing I am upset about is the surface of it is I don't know what happened, but it's
Oh.
like it was coated in like I don't know, adhesive. So it's
Oh.
super tacky.
Yep.
I tried cleaning it up with rubbing alcohol. I didn't want to use acetone because that would melt it,
Use
obviously.
Goo Gone. You ever heard of Goo Gone?
That's one thing I was going to try. Just haven't got around to it. Haven't used it that
Gotcha.
much,
Okay.
and I really wanted to figure out how to mount cameras to it. At least like a scope cam or something like that without drilling into it. But I haven't really
Yeah, that's
found a way
wild.
yet. Yeah, but it's got
Yeah,
a
I don't
counter,
know.
and it counts down from 99, which is
Yeah.
awesome. But after it gets to 0, you can't shoot no more until you take out the mag and slam it back in, and then it goes back to 99. Even if there's BBs in the mag ready to go, you still got to take it out, reload
Oh
it.
shit.
Pretty hefty. Yeah, trigger. Big clunky trigger.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It's a meme gun, but it's awesome. I love Halo, so I was super happy to get this.
For sure. And that flashlight works on the front too?
Yeah, yeah, but it's like a Walmart flashlight,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Still
It's
turns on.
probably like 20 luminescence or something.
All right.
Yeah. But I mean, if you want, you could probably shove a nice flashlight in there if you were, tech savvy and whatnot. I feel like you can mess with this a lot, but it just
Yeah.
sucks because the gearbox and the MOSFET and all that is all proprietary. It's all
Uh,
custom made. There's videos of people opening them, but I'm like, I don't want to mess with that because if I break it and I can't really use it again,
yeah,
I would be upset with myself.
for sure. Now, what
Yeah.
what company makes that?
Oh man, I don't even
Do
know.
you know?
But they stopped making it. That's why it's so. I
Oh,
could sell this probably for like $800 on eBay, and
right.
someone would buy it. But
Yep.
I'm not going to sell it at all. I'm going to keep it until I die. And
Yeah.
or until we go into the Great Depression again. I might need to sell it.
Use it as a defense weapon. Shit.
Oh, true. Yeah, it probably scares some people. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna set it back down. Hold on.
Yeah, dude. It's called a what is that called? A chronometer?
Chrono Blaster. Yeah, yeah,
Chrono
yeah.
Blaster, that's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Chrono Blaster.
I'm
I
trying to
think
see
that's
who
what
makes
they
it.
call it. Yeah, the like Chrono Blaster 88.
Yeah, somebody's selling it. The first thing that popped up was a listing on HopUp. Somebody's
Oh,
selling for
all right.
$500. Yeah.
I believe it. Yep. Oh, I
Images.
said,
Let's
what did I
see.
say? 800? I might have over exaggerated.
No, but still though, like,
Yeah.
if it's in good shape, all of us are Halo fans as well. So the first video game, like big name video game that my oldest son played, he was 8 years old, and I started him on Halo because I wanted this was Halo 2.
Oh, all
And
right.
I
Oh, one of the
wanted
good
him,
ones.
I wanted to have somebody to play with before we got on Xbox Live.
Oh yeah.
This is
Yeah,
way
I
back.
started playing Halo 1 with a buddy and he would just use me and all my other friends as, moving targets because we didn't play the game. He played it so much and he would just ask us to come over. And then I remember the day we killed him, we were just like, yeah, we killed Travis. Yeah. And I think he started it without knowing it. He started my addiction to Halo.
Yep. I was a PC gamer for years, and then I went over to my buddy's house, who was also that I gamed with, and I went over there for a cookout. So I walk in, and I get there, and I walk in. He's playing this game on his TV, not his computer, and I was like, "Bro, what is this?" And I watched it for a few minutes. It was beautiful colors, vibrant, fast paced, really cool, and just all this stuff going on with the guns. And then he picked up a needler and was like, I said,
Oh,
"What is this game?" And he's like, "Oh, it's called Halo." I had never heard of it. It was when Halo first came out, and I went out the next week and bought an Xbox. And
nice.
so because we had the Nintendo 64 and the original PlayStation and original Nintendo,
Yeah.
and
Stuff I grew up on. Yeah.
yeah. So we had those, and then but I was mostly a PC gamer, so I was playing Unreal Tournament, um, the original Counter Strike.
Yeah. 1.6.
Yes, that was
Yeah.
like real grainy and shit. Now looking back on it, but at the time we thought it was
Dude, at the time
badass.
it was great. Yeah, man. I played it for hours.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I will never forget that.
yeah. Then we what was the other one? Quake, and then
Hmm.
uh, have you ever played Half-Life, the original Half-Life?
The
About the
was it like
aliens?
it was like adventure top down, right?
No, it was first person,
Oh, okay, all
and
right.
so it was it might have been the first big game, or that became popular, that Valve made.
Hmm.
Valve that made Steam and all that.
Yeah.
That and Left 4 Dead or whatever. They made Half-Life,
Which I'm
and
saying that, but let me check my Steam inventory.
yeah, you might have it, dude. It was the most badass first-person shooter slash story game that came out at that time. And it was the first game that actually had uh, smart AI for enemies.
Uh-huh.
So there's if you ever play it, don't watch a bunch of videos on it because the story is fucking great. But there's a part towards the end, not towards the end, but halfway through, I guess, where you encounter some U.S. like Black Ops forces. They're sent in to pretty much like wipe everything out at this
Yeah.
Black Mesa research facility where the aliens, got out. And you have to fight them. Well, they're working in coordination. They're like throwing grenades and then waiting behind cover for them to. And that sounds, funny now because of how smart AI is in games now. But that was like a first. Okay.
Yeah.
Most of the games before that, when you're playing a story game, besides the online stuff, it was if you died, every single enemy is exactly in the same spot, doing exactly the same
Yeah.
thing, you remember the old Metal Gear Solid,
Oh
right? If
yeah.
you died over here, you could just keep going down that path because this guy's going to turn around and walk
Yep.
that
You
way.
learn the levels and all that. Yeah.
Right. So Half-Life, they mixed it up, man. It was crazy, and we were like, "Holy shit, this is awesome!" Well, they came out with later on. It was called Blue Shift, and it was multiplayer where you could play against each other, and it was really fun.
Oh, all right.
So we
Was it
played
on the
that as
same
well.
engine as I guess the Half-Life 1
Hmm.
was? All right, because
Yeah,
I did play Half-Life 2 that came out with the orange box
yeah,
with
Orange Box.
Portal and
Yep,
what else is in there?
it was
Oh man,
Half-Life, Portal.
and Counter-Strike, right?
Uh, yeah, I can't remember.
I think it was like 3 games. I think it was those 3. It's oh man,
Yeah,
it's been a while. I still
Portal
have a
was crazy
console,
too.
but I'm strictly PC gamer now, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you play mostly now?
Oh, right now I'm playing Halo Infinite on PC, you know.
Nice.
Yeah. Me and my buddy play it. A little disappointed with the lack of content with the game, but
Hmm.
it feels like Halo, you know, so I'm enjoying playing it. I just
For
wish there was
sure.
more levels, more customization, you know, but like I said, it's Halo. I'm a sucker for it. I'm gonna play it.
Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's so there's a few games that I will, no matter how many, they come out with, I will never skip the cutscenes. Halo is definitely on that list.
Oh yeah.
Gears of War is on that list.
Oh yeah.
So, some of those story games like that.
Well,
But
the last
yeah,
Gears I
Halo.
played was I think 3 or 4, and they're on
Okay.
something now, you know.
They did the one, God, I can't remember what it's called, but they did that one that was like, you set up all your defenses and then waves of enemies come in, right? You
I
have to
want to
make
say
it
like
through all
it's
the
some
waves.
type of tower defense type of
Yeah, tower
thing.
defense type of thing.
Yeah.
They did that, and my cousin and I played. My cousin lives in Florida. Him and I played that. Fucking dude, so much, so much. Played that over and over. But yeah, that was the last Gears I played where I actually played multiplayer. I think was Gears 2 because
Hmm.
I stopped playing after that because maybe Gears 3, but we nicknamed it Glitch of War instead of Gears of War because Gears 2 was horrible. Like the connection was terrible. People were
Hmm.
lagging out. It was really difficult playing. It went on for months and months and didn't fix it.
Oh, that sucks.
So people were pissed. But Gears 1, we were like, why didn't they just keep with the same setup that they had on Gears 1? But I think they were trying to fix uh, the problem with the overpowered shoddy on
Uh-huh.
if you were the host. So,
Oh, okay.
but
I
so
remember
this
that
was
being a
like,
thing back then, yeah, if you
right.
were host.
Yep. Because
Yep.
you start the way they didn't have the matchmaking like Halo does, where you join, in Call of Duty, like all the big ones,
Hmm.
where you join and then everyone, it's like their lobby or whatever.
Yeah.
Like no one's really the host. And so Gears, you start your own match, and that's how you start playing multiplayer. And then you just, click the whatever map you want to do, and then it just populates. So if you were the host, you had the best connection,
Yeah.
and it was, or maybe it just chose somebody that had the best connection to be the host, something like that. But you could always tell because they're getting headshots from like 30 feet away with the shoddy,
Oh, wow.
just like barely even aiming at you. We're like, what the fuck?
That's one thing I don't like about PC now is there's a lot more hackers and stuff that's more questionable, you
Yeah,
know, than on console compared to back in the day, you know.
yeah. They can't control it as much. The
No, just too
console,
rampant.
it's right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the my son's been playing Mass Effect, going through
Hmm.
all of them. Again, him and his buddy. So, I mean, you can't play co-op, but they'll just talk while they're playing, and they're playing the same level at the same time.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
And I guess they added some mods in, so they download these mods that do something or whatever, and they just have some either special gun or some special equipment or something for their game while they're playing. Yeah, I tried to get back into PC gaming like just a few years ago when I started this, our YouTube channel,
Hmm.
and it was lagging out. My computer's not, it's not great for gaming, but it'll keep up. But then when I go back to start editing and opening my editing software, it felt like it was lagging a lot more. Like
Oh
it was
yeah.
taking longer to save stuff, and it was. I said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna." I'll play them. I keep playing on my Xbox. I have two Xboxes. And then we've had all the consoles over the years.
Yeah.
PlayStations, Xboxes,
Oh,
whatever.
I've been through them all. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a Switch. So when we have big parties and stuff, we still play Rocket League,
Oh, nice. Yep. I
Mario
love Rocket
Kart.
League.
Yeah, Rocket League's fun as shit, bro.
Skill based. Oh, I love it. Yeah. Round
Yeah.
based, quick. You can play it. You can play it 2 games before work at 6 in the morning.
Oh yeah, it's
I love it.
fast. It's fun. It's got good music,
Oh yeah.
good visuals.
A lot of customization. It's a
Right.
great game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. So the kids love it. We when we have like our grandkids, and then my daughter's sister-in-laws, they're like teenagers. They come over, so we'll play all those different games like that, and it always makes it fun.
Oh yeah. When we go over to my buddy's house, he's got the Switch, and we'll play Mario Golf with the girls, or
Nice.
something. Yeah, yeah, something there. It's multiplayer. 4 people are playing. It's fun to get competitive, with family and stuff like that. And the Switch, it's great for it. I don't have one. Might get one in the future. Maybe I don't know. Been wanting to play Zelda.
Oh yeah, God, that's
Yeah.
a big name too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to play all the Zeldas.
Oh yeah. I played all of them
Yeah.
besides the new one that came out on the Switch, the big open world one.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I played a little bit at a buddy's house, but I haven't played it.
Right.
Probably savoring that for something
Yeah.
long weekend. Yeah.
No shit. So you grew up? Did you grow up in the area that you're in now?
No, I grew up moving around a lot. I grew up in foster care,
Yeah.
so I was moved around from state to state. I've been here. I'm in St. Louis, Missouri right now. And it's ironic because I was born here, but I've been to California all the way to North Carolina. All
Oh,
back.
wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Jeez, that's huge. Those are big moves.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
Okay. So it would just depend on like whatever family you got with.
Oh yeah, no, my mom
would
was just
just move?
moving. My mom bounced around a lot. She
Yeah.
just was a party girl. She always bouncing around. This is the longest I've stayed in a place. So and I was born here, so this is home. If you want to,
Yeah.
if you will. I do miss
Yeah.
California though. It was most memorable moments probably were there. Being a kid, the beach, friends. Being rampant.
What part?
I was at Long Beach. I'm trying to remember because I was so young. It was like the east side by Zafaria. I don't remember what it was called because I was just so young, being there as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah, I used to love California.
Yeah, that dry heat, man. It's nice and cool at night,
Right.
Oh man. When I came here, I thought I had the flu. I'm just sitting still and I'm sweating. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I think I'm sick, but it's just the humidity, It's crazy how bad it gets here.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, for sure. Well, you guys have, isn't it Missouri has all the lakes?
Yeah, there's a few lakes here, like at the Ozarks. Yeah,
Right.
I should know this, but yeah,
Yeah,
look at
'cause
the
I've been
Ozarks. They're
there.
pretty big. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of greenery, a lot of rivers. Yeah, we got the Mississippi River, the Missouri River. Yeah,
Yep. Yeah, we
and
went.
we're right next to them.
We went there. Went to Lake of the Ozarks. Man, about 16, 17 years ago, and my buddy, one of my buddies I was stationed with in California, he wanted to do a military, military reunion with all of us, just a group of guys. There was like 7 of us. We all worked on the same base, different departments, but all worked on this shooting range right before we got out. And so he had been doing this like timeshare thing for years. So he had like all these points, enough points built up to where he paid for all the hotel or whatever condo rooms for each family. So we all brought our kids out there. So all we had to pay was travel expense. We drove there, and we were living in Cleveland, Ohio at the time. So we drove out there, and that was my only time being in Missouri.
Oh, all right.
That was great. It was fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I like it here. I'm in the city. It's not a place where you want to raise any kids or anything, but it's fun if you're young. I'm in a little shotgun house in the city. It's fun. We've been looking for a house actually since last year, but the market is just so
Oh,
stupid right now,
it's crazy,
dude.
dude.
Yeah. So we're just sort of taking a break, keep saving money.
Yeah.
Rent's cheap, so you know just stay
Good.
here, save some money until we get a house, get out of here. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
And what got you into drums in the first place?
Um, I don't know. I had a foster mom that got me a drum set. I
Yeah.
think she just saw how rambunctious I was, hard for me to sit still. I'm always tapping and, drumming or doing something, fidgeting and stuff. And she got me a drum set and it just hooked me. I only took like 3 lessons too. Um, it was me being a rambunctious kid and not wanting to listen to a older adult, me growing up in the system. He wanted me to sit down a certain way and do this a certain way. And as soon as he taught me how to like general, I guess, play, if you will, count music, I was out of there. Never saw him again. Just taught myself, listen to music. I knew how to
Yeah.
hit, make the sounds, and just went from there. And then I remember when I did it officially for school in middle school in 8th grade, I went up to the band teacher and I was like, "Can I be in band?" And she's like, "You're not in band though. And it's 8th grade. It's your 3rd year of middle school." So she's like, "It's kind of late." And
Yeah.
I played something for her, and she let me in, and then I did jazz, orchestra,
Oh shit.
marching, all that stuff. Yeah, it's fun.
Oh, that's cool, dude. So you learn all the different styles of play.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool. Hell yeah. And now you still practice on it?
Yeah. I'm kind of respectful more towards the neighbors, but sometimes
Right.
I'll break out the pad, if I want something in, or I'll put shirts on them. I don't got mufflers like these pads you get. So I'll just put old shirts on the drums and hit them.
Oh,
Dampens them a
okay.
little bit. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. An
Oh
electric
yeah.
set would be awesome, but pretty expensive. I don't know, and most of them don't feel right. You're hitting
Hmm.
them. Yeah, the expensive ones, they feel amazing. Feels like you're hitting a real drum set. You want that responsiveness,
Uh,
But I'm just like saving up for one, wait until I just pull the trigger, buy one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen those YouTube channels or those videos of the guys that do they put like powder, like colored powder and all kind of different things on their
I've seen a
drums
few
and they hit?
TikTokers do it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
maybe
haven't seen
that's
their
what it is.
YouTube videos, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Put paint on them, and then when the breakdown or
Yes.
the drop happens, yeah, awesome. I would love to
Yeah.
do that.
It
And
looks
those
cool.
drums, if those weren't sentimental, I'd probably do the same thing.
Well, there's this other guy too that has a bunch of videos somewhere that I forget what he's called, the sound guy or I don't know, whatever, but he makes kind of like art with vibrations from music. So he
Hmm.
puts, and I think it's on a drum. I think it's on like a drum, whatever, one drum, whatever. He puts this like some stuff on there that kind of when it vibrates, it like moves in different ways, and as he changes the tone of the audio, it'll the stuff will move in a different pattern
Oh, all
and
right.
form all these different like shapes
I think I've
back and
seen that. I
forth.
think I've seen them do it with salt or some kind of type of
Salt,
sand on top of a
yes,
speaker,
maybe that's what it is, a speaker.
and the different sound waves would create different designs.
Uh-huh.
Craziest thing.
It's the craziest thing, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's well, I was when I was a kid, I was in elementary school, and one of the guys that was like way older, he lived right next to the elementary school, and he had a drum set. It was the first guy I ever met that had a drum set. All me and my buddies, we all wanted guitars.
Mhm.
It was Van Halen and
Oh yeah.
Rat and all these 80s rock bands and stuff. We wanted guitars.
Yeah.
So he was the only one that had a drum set, and we could hear him playing when we walk out of school. We could hear him playing.
Yep.
Like his house was literally right in the back of the school, and he had his window open. And I was like, oh, I thought that was so cool. I wanted a drum set. I never got one.
Mm.
So my parents were never able to get me one. But somebody from the church that my parents were in at the time, I was like maybe 10, gave me an acoustic guitar, and that's how I started playing
Nice.
initially on that. And then later on, I got an electric guitar and played that for a little bit. But then I didn't really do anything with it after the military.
Mm.
Yeah.
Just kind of
So
died off.
yeah, died
Yeah.
off. And it's like I wasn't that good anyway, and I didn't really practice that much.
Hmm.
So I knew a few basic chords, which I still know, all the
Yeah, yeah.
basics.
Embedded in your
Uh,
head. Yeah.
you're right.
Yep.
And they get it, and the guitar I got was a steel string acoustic. So if you ever tried one, there's electric guitar, you barely have to push the strings to
All
make a
right.
sound.
Yeah. Yeah.
The acoustic ones, bro, it's embedded in your head and it's embedded in your fingers. You get calluses on the end of your fingers really damn quick. They hurt like hell.
Oh
I
yeah.
remember the first week I practiced. I mean, I could barely do anything with the tips of my fingers.
Now,
I
see, being
still,
a drummer, imagine that all right here,
I'll bet.
all calloused. Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, callous as hell.
Yep. I played
It's
a little bit of
cool.
guitar, but I don't know what it is with me, but I think it's just because I'm a drummer. Notes, me learning notes, I'm tone deaf. But you tell me what to play and when to hit it, I could hit it. I could play like Iron Man,
Oh shit.
Seven Nation Army, by the White
Oh
Stripes,
okay.
Smoke on the Water. That's
Yep.
one. I don't know if this is the name of the song, but it's I think I'm turning Japanese. You know that
Oh
one?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I
that
don't
one's
know
fun to
I don't know
play.
the name of that one. Yeah, I've heard it for years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I play guitar on my lap. I don't like, I don't know, bending my wrist, in a weird way. So I'll lay it flat on my lap, and I'll play it like
Oh
this.
shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's weird, but yeah, everyone gives me shit for it. All the guitarists I've met over the years, they always gave me shit for it, but I'm
No,
like, it
that's like
sounds good though, at it.
those country bands or those country guys, the old style country music. They have
Mhm.
those slide guitars that are
Oh yeah, they're
and it's
awesome.
that's like what it is. You lay it down, and I think that's how it came to be. Actually, was guys would lay the guitar down or the banjo on their lap and do a different way to
It's
make
easy.
different sounds.
I
Yeah,
just don't like bending my wrist and then having to spread my fingers. I don't
yeah.
know what it is. The same with the
Uh,
piano, like I don't know the notes or what they're called, but I can hit them and I can play like for Elise, I could play a couple classic songs. I don't remember the names of them, but like I said, they're embedded in my head, because I've
right.
learned them, and me being a drummer, I probably will never forget them. But I can't tell you
Yeah.
what notes I'm hitting because I never learned the notes.
Oh, that's cool. I
Yeah.
mean, that's good. I mean, I never learned how to read music. They
Oh,
would,
damn.
yeah. So like the actual notes.
Hmm.
Uh, if it had like if a song had the music sheet that had the the letters, so for that note, like D, I know what D is on the guitar,
Oh,
or
okay.
F or A or B, or D minor or whatever. Like I knew
Yeah.
those. But if as far as the actual reading music with the little note symbols or whatever, wherever those are supposed to
Yeah.
be, I don't fucking know, dude.
See, I was the opposite. I didn't
Okay.
know A, B, C, or D, but I knew how to read notes and when to hit them
Oh
on the
shit.
bar,
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. That's one thing I taught myself. Back then, uh, it was called like MX tabs, and someone would make the notes on like notepad or something. So it would be the dashes would make the bars, and then they'd put an X for the snare, a circle, or a X for the cymbal, a circle for the snare, maybe a bigger circle for the bass drum, and that's how I learned how to read music. So when I went in to play band for school, and they handed me that, it took a little bit, but I generally knew how to read it. But I
Oh,
didn't
that's cool.
know. I would have to figure out which notes were which drum to hit at first,
Yeah.
So it was a little rough
Oh,
at
I
first,
gotcha.
but I got the hang of it once I was able to just say, okay, this one is this one is that. But if it's a
Yeah.
letter or some shit, like you said, I wouldn't know what to do. Not at all.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So how did you meet Mr. OT?
Through YouTube.
Okay.
I made a video, one of my Flashpoint videos. It was a local operation out here at our local field that the refs threw together, and I got a lot of good footage from it. And I felt like it was one of my goodest videos, better videos, at the time. And
Yeah.
he commented on, and he was like, "Yeah, we should collab," And at first, I thought it was just some other guy being positive, talking shit, which is awesome. I love
Right.
stuff, but he was like. I'm coming down for American Milsim's Central Front at Bing. And I was like, oh my God, that's awesome. I'll see you there. And he came down with his buddy Red, Steve. We didn't have the best time. It was just a little chaotic at first, but and I was just salty about overpaying to play my local field, when I usually pay
Oh,
$15 to play, and then you got to pay 140. I was just being salty at the time,
damn.
but
Yeah,
uh,
sure.
and my gun was broke. My
Oh,
spring was broke. I don't know. I didn't check the first day. I was thinking it was my mags or something that was messing up, but it was my spring broke at the tip. So it
mm.
was maybe working every other 5 BBs or so, and the footage was just me every 5 minutes looking down at my gun, go, "You motherfucker!" just cussing out my gun.
Oh
But
my
we
God.
we did have fun. The good moments that we had were awesome. The second day was okay, and then later down the road, he actually hit me up and he was like, "Hey, do you want to go to Bolivar, Missouri for the Rock Airsoft event? G&G Armament is throwing an event." And I was like, "Oh, that's only 3 hours away. I'd love to go down there." And we just did that 2 weeks ago, and it was awesome. So yeah, basically met him through YouTube. He came over from Memphis, Tennessee. I was telling everyone he was from New York. I don't know why that was in my head, but when he came, I was like, "It's my buddy from New York," and he's like, "I'm from Memphis, man." I was like, "I don't know why I've been telling
Oh,
people
that's
that.
funny. Yeah.
I don't know."
Yeah, that's it's kind of cool when you meet somebody in person that you've already met or, seen online.
Yeah, talk to and stuff. Yeah,
Uh-huh. Yeah,
yeah,
because that happened to me at this at the mill sim we went to, Stonebreaker, and in here in South Carolina, and I met one of the guys that I've been following on Instagram for a while. In fact, call sign Tonka, the one that podcast that just came out a couple days ago,
yeah, yeah.
and so we met at that field, and I didn't know when we were going there. I didn't know he was going to be there. I followed his, his Instagram, whatever, and he made a post on his story, like where he was sitting in traffic, saying that he was coming to GTI up from Florida, and I was like, oh shit, he's going to be here. Oh, I got to look for this guy when he gets here. So I was messaging him while he was driving there, and we ended up, you know, we, it was funny because he ended up camping like with all his buddies
Hmm.
were already there, and he got there a little bit later, and it was literally like 50 feet from where we were camped. So we were right, kind of next to each other. It was cool, but it was nice meeting somebody like that after you talk to him a few times online.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And he said he's bringing Steve, and Steve's this. I could be wrong. Steve's like 50. He's an older guy.
Yeah,
He's awesome. He's out there running around with us, shooting guns. A little more DMR class, sniper class, which is understandable, but he's
yeah,
still out there, running and gunning, and
oh
uh,
yeah,
I love the dude. He's awesome. He was out there at the Rock, running and gunning, climbing up the cliffs and running down them and everything. Yeah, it was great. And then Will, Mr. OT, his personality is just awesome. Like, his
right,
his thing is never a dull moment, and that's him. Never a dull moment. I think the only dull
nice,
moment I had there was when we were camping when we went to bed.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, no shit, that's cool. Yeah, the when I saw, I think he was doing yeah, he was on a live stream just recently, and you and I were commenting on the live stream, right?
Yeah, yeah. He was doing it with Tucker, Sharkbait. And I wasn't familiar with the two other people that were in there with him.
Right.
I think I checked out the girl's profile, and she's like a little bit into airsoft, yada yada, YouTube, random YouTube. So I think that maybe that's how they met and
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, I was in there, chatting,
Yeah.
Tucker being weird and stuff. I was commenting some pretty weird stuff. I haven't met Tucker, but I feel like me and him would just, get along so well. He's Will, Mr. OT's best friend, but watching
Yeah.
his videos and stuff, I'm like, oh, I'm Sharkbait's #1 fan. Can't wait to meet him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I think that's where I actually after that I messaged you
Oh,
about
no
being on
shit.
there.
Oh, all
I think
right.
it was. I think it was during that live stream or right after or something.
Nice.
Because I was
I
like,
do
oh
owe that
yeah,
to Will then, because I was like, dude,
yeah.
Trifecta Airsoft messaged me, man. I was like, I owe you one, dude.
It's so weird to hear, man. I don't, like I just I don't know why. How it's just when
Mhm.
somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, I've seen you online," or I've, you know what I mean? Like, just feels weird
Oh
because
yeah.
you don't think of yourself that way.
No.
Like I don't even know. Like I threw this YouTube channel together like 3 years ago, really for therapy, to be
Hmm.
honest. So, like, I didn't really have, I didn't know what the fuck.
Yeah, what was going to
So,
happen or anything.
yeah, and the podcast came about pretty much the same way. Like, it
Oh, all
was,
right.
yeah, it was totally random. I didn't have a plan for it. We pretty much stopped making videos for our channel, and not on purpose, just we all got busy.
Yeah, shit
I was able
happens.
to get out of the house, yeah, and I went back to work. So I was exhausted and I was dealing with that. So then, and then these guys stopped buying mystery boxes because that was most of our channel
Oh, they're
unboxings.
addicting, man. They're addicting.
Oh yeah, and then these guys stopped, and I'm like, well, what the fuck are we doing? Like, I wanna, what you get? Can you come over for this? No, man, I'm working. I'm
Mm.
working. I'm working overtime. Work. I'm just like, oh shit. So I started making, little short videos on my own, and I'm like, this man, I'm gonna fucking talk to people in here. Like, it just came up. Like, I'm just gonna start doing this. So
It's
it was
genius,
totally
honestly. That's
random.
genius.
You know what's happened? I feel like because I'm not an actual airsofter, I don't have experience playing airsoft. So I've run the channel. I played paintball years ago, but these guys played. I edited, took care of the channel, all that shit. And I have a different perspective, I guess, because I haven't, you know, been on the field with you
Hmm.
guys, numerous times or whatever. But and I feel like I'm kind of, I don't know, like all of a sudden with all these podcasts, I like all these different people are meeting each other because of who I'm talking with, and
Oh,
I'm
all
meeting
right.
new people like yourself through Mr. OT. Like, I'll talk to somebody and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, have you ever heard of this guy? You ever talk to this guy? Or you need to talk to this guy." I'm like, "Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay." And it just has led to who I'm talking to next. It's
Well, you
so wild.
mentioned Little Miss Airsoft. She followed me on Instagram, I think a couple weeks ago or something, and
Yeah.
you know, I just get excited when anybody follows me, even if he's
Sure.
got 50 followers or just started his Instagram. I'll check them out.
Yeah.
Comment, like, and stuff on their stuff. And when she did that, I was like, oh my god, that's awesome. So hyped up or whatever. Watched a little bit of your guys' podcast with
Yeah.
her, um, but I noticed that, and I don't know how to describe it. If it's the algorithm, working in some weird way. So, like, if I added you on Instagram, it's gonna say, "Well, Trifecta's friends with this guy. You
Yeah.
might want to be friends with him too." And then I might add him, and then we start talking. And by next thing you know, I'm planning another event with them or something. I
Yeah.
love that. It's awesome. I
I
think
do
they call
too.
that networking or something like that. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, it's been really cool.
yeah.
This whole thing has been like a total spur of the moment, just whatever. And so now I'm really I'm enjoying it more than I did when I first started it. And I mean, I still had fun, but now
Mhm.
I'm getting messages from people, I'm meeting new people, it's just kind of spread out throughout the whole world. And talking with all these people, I didn't realize there's so many people that um, like kind of are fresh, new into airsoft,
Mhm.
that would had never been on something like this. Not that this is fucking great or nothing. This is just like the unprofessional. you know
Oh, I think it's
all,
cool as shit.
oh, thanks, dude. I do put it on the audio stuff, like all the podcast apps. If you didn't want to
Mhm.
watch it on YouTube, you can listen to it on wherever.
Oh, all right.
Any podcast app. I mean, there's stuff that comes up if you Google Trifecta Airsoft podcast. There's stuff that comes up that like podcast websites and stuff that I've never even heard of, that they add it to theirs.
Oh,
I
all
don't add
right.
it on theirs. It just gets whatever. I guess they just add
I wonder if it's
whatever.
some
So
just doing it automatically or something.
I think so.
Just building its own library of podcasts.
Right. So it's yeah, there's things on there I'm like, where the fuck? Oh, well, okay, that's cool. There was
Nice.
like an article in one some kind of online news thing or whatever about airsoft that had us listed in there. I was like, oh shit, okay. This dude wrote like a review kind of the podcast. This is just
Oh,
like a couple months
nice.
ago. I was like, what? I didn't even know this shit came up. So anyway, so it's been really fun, man. Obviously, each person has a cool story, I think, and I love hearing it. So it's
Yeah.
been good.
Yeah, I
So
talked to
what?
a few guys from across the seas. They'll be in UK, Philippines, and there's a few other ones I forget them off the top of my head, but they'll getting fresh into YouTube and Airsoft, and the
Yeah.
language barrier is a little rough, but there's
Right.
translate and all that stuff if you really need it. But yeah, it's been great talking to a lot of random people and stuff. I love it. And it's
That
funny
is
because the
one
guy
thing.
that got, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The guy that got me into it, I I play more than him. He got me hooked into it, and I'm like, all right, Airsoft, I love it. Every
Yeah.
weekend from now on.
No shit.
Yeah.
What? So who was this, and what? When
Oh,
did you get started?
sorry, yeah, it's my buddy Kaiser. His
Yeah.
name's Jesse, but like I said, we go by our gamer tags. His name is
Right.
Kaiser Soze, but we call him Kaiser.
Nice.
Um, he went out there with his cousin. They played Airsoft. They had a great time. Someone broke their thumb, something, it was great. Told me about it. He said he wanted to go back the next weekend. I went, played with them. I was a rental. I had on a little boonie hat, blue jeans, t-shirt, the G36 rental gun, with the mags
Nice.
that clip together. And
Oh
I
shit.
bought like extra mags, so I had like 3 or 4 sticking out of the side of the gun. Took me, played all day. It was awesome. Got hooked, and then I honestly probably played almost every weekend since then. Yeah. But there
Holy
was
shit.
when I said I first started looking for a house, I did most of our weekends were taken up looking at houses.
Right.
So I did probably skip a few weeks there playing, but you know, I would still try to sneak in, play before the wife gets up, and then be back at the house to go look at houses
Yeah,
on some
dude.
weekends.
That is cool though.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Like
It's
all
great
in.
exercise too, man. Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
is.
awesome.
Yeah, it is good exercise, and I'm surprised. Like when I went to this event, how many out of shape people there are
Oh
at these
man.
big events. And I'm
Yeah.
like, this is a 3 day event. I'm like, can I mean, what are they going to do? Like, just hang back and like they're not going to make it to the objective because there's a lot of rough terrain,
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
And I'm like, what do they? I don't know, but I mean, they got around,
Yeah. They probably lost about 10, 15 pounds running around, man.
right?
Yeah.
No
They definitely
shit,
got
dude.
some of my friends into shape, the Kaiser, he's an older guy. He's like 40 something. At first, a little rough, but now he's out there running and gunning with us, taking
Yeah,
cover, sliding into cover, it's great. I'm
yeah,
just
it's
waiting for
cool.
the day though something breaks. And, I used to skate, so I've broken bones,
Yeah,
but that was me, being pretty forceful with my body. But airsoft, you're just kind of just running around and stuff. And then you see some older guys like, oh, I hurt my ankle. I was like, what were you doing? He's like, I was walking. I'm like,
right.
oh man, that sounds scary.
I know, right?
you know?
Oh shit, for real.
Yeah. And now, I pay my own health insurance. I'm like, oh man, if I get hurt, that's a pretty hefty bill. Growing
Dude,
up, being a foster kid, just, oh, it broke my arm, go to the hospital, fix it
don't
up.
think
There you
about it.
go. Nope. But
Hmm.
now it's like, man, I think about how like I'm gonna get up out of bed in the morning, just to be a little more careful.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
shit. It's pretty wild. What did you said you used to skate?
Yeah.
Like what kind?
Skateboard, just
Oh yeah.
regular old,
Oh
yeah,
okay.
skateboard,
Yeah,
yeah.
skateboard.
Did some surfing in California, and then
Gotcha.
when we went to the other states, don't have,
The
waves.
ocean.
So
Yeah.
yeah, in the ocean, so you get a skateboard, and then it just went from there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Punk rock, skateboarding. Like when I was growing up, that was when punk rock started to become kind of popular here in America with from like England and stuff. Because I used to, Sex Pistols, all that kind of stuff.
Oh
And they
yeah.
were almost everybody that skated, with the skateboards was a punk rocker.
Mm.
And I loved it. Like I kind of fit in with everybody at the time because I always liked my hair short. I didn't really, whatever. I didn't really do the punk rock thing, but I had a lot of friends that were like that, skated.
Yeah.
And I was more into ice skating, like for hockey.
Oh, all
We,
right.
we had a lot of snow in Cleveland.
Some I haven't
And
really done that much.
yeah, yeah, we did that. And then once I got to California when I was older, I got stationed out there. I got rollerblades. Back in 1991, rollerblades were like new.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
man, I bet. Yeah. I bet those were badass at the
They were
time.
fucking badass. Like I saw this new thing. I'm like, what is that? On some dude doing it along the beachfront. And I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, I got to get one of those. So I got a
Nice.
set of those. And it's, a lot real similar to ice skating.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool.
Yeah,
But
the
yeah,
wife does that.
it's,
She likes to rollerblade and
oh yeah.
stuff. Yeah, yeah. Because I'll be out there on the skateboard. I don't do, I'm not jumping stairs or grinding anything now because, like I
Gotcha.
said, I pay my own health insurance. If I get hurt, it sucks.
Yeah.
So I am more, more or less cruising. I bought her a longboard, so we'll
Oh
go
yeah,
cruising. Yeah,
I've seen those.
yeah.
Those things are huge.
Oh yeah. Whether, if you're cruising, you're not doing any tricks or doing anything, they're perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a short video. It might have been on TikTok. This old, like, fat guy was on this skateboard. He's got a leaf blower and an umbrella, and he's holding the umbrella in front of him. He's got the leaf blower blowing into the umbrella, and it's pushing him along on his skateboard.
What?
I
That's
said,
crazy.
"What is this?" And he's just like chill, he's just sitting there like, "Oh, it's so funny, dude."
Sounds like one of them viral videos.
It was. I probably was. I'm sure. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, you were starting to tell me earlier about your like your gamer or your gamer tag Keith, but how did you come up with Brim for
Oh
airsoft?
man, it's just random. Like, I was sitting there. That's kind of like the first thing that thought of me. And I guess if I want to put any like reason behind it, it'd be like the brim of your hat.
Mm,
Like brim.
okay.
Someone I guess missed you by the brim of your hat, or
Oh yeah.
I guess that's saying the brim of your hat. But
Yeah.
that was, I guess, my thinking when I made the name. But I'm still so new to the YouTube and stuff. It could change. I'm not dead
Sure.
set on it. I'm not getting it tattooed on my arm or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah, because Mr. Ot asked me the same thing, and he's like, I just thought it was weird brim, and I was like, yeah, I don't know, I just thought of it, typed it in, and just went with it. It might stick, it might not. We'll see how it goes.
We have in South Carolina we have brim are fish, so
Mhm.
they're kind of like bluegill,
Yeah.
like long and flat, and real kind of like tall, and flat like a bluegill. And they have in these ponds and whatever they have where people go fishing, they have what they call brim beds, and you can see them. So you can see it's like a big, kind of like dugout hole where they kind of make all their little nest or whatever.
Oh,
And they're
cool.
probably about 2 to 3 feet in diameter, and so you can kind of see through some of that because they're closer to the shore. And so you throw your line over there and you'll always catch one. So I thought maybe you were a fisherman and
Uh,
you caught a lot of brim fish. 'Cause,
I haven't heard that one yet.
yeah.
I've heard brimstone, like someone was like, oh, like
Oh, right.
brimstone. I'm like, oh, that's
Fire and
cool.
brimstone.
Yeah, should have went with that or something, but brim
Yeah. No,
airsoft.
that's cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like it rolls off the tongue. It's just confusing because, Brim and then the name is Keith, but
Yep.
I wanted to keep it as like a channel, not as like, I don't know, me. I didn't
Right.
want to have no like ego per se, into my
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah.
That's why I don't do it. No, don't. Oh, sorry. That's why I also don't do any like, cheater videos or anything like that. I'm not going to dedicate a whole 10-minute video to something that happened 10 seconds.
Right.
Yeah, there's no point. A cheater video to me would be someone shooting at like, 600 FPS, obviously cheating, someone acting dead and then going up to spawn and then, being like, haha, I'm not dead and killing everybody. That's
Yeah.
cheating to me. Someone not feeling 2 or 3 BBs, that's not a cheater. That's just someone just
No.
not feeling it. I've been guilty of it. I know I have it, wearing this gear and stuff. And I hope no one's gotten mad at me, but I always say, hey, put a few extra into me.
Yeah.
I pay to get shot. That's what I'm here for.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand why some of these people in these videos get pissed about being overshot when, like just normal play.
Hmm.
The overshot is where somebody's pissed, usually a teenager with a Polar Star with,
Mm.
full auto at 10 feet away because they're in an argument. That's overshooting somebody shooting them on purpose because you're pissed off in this argument. But, if somebody, it's a fast paced thing that's going on and you're spamming the trigger, uh, like you're going to get overshot. Like, is
Yeah.
that, that's going to happen?
Yeah.
I don't see
Or if
why
there's
that's a big
brush,
deal.
something, there's so many,
Right.
there's so many things that come into effect when you're shooting somebody. If you feel an extra, if you hit you, I understand maybe if it's like to the face at close range,
Right.
I'd be a little salty. I'd be upset, but
Sure.
I don't think I'd ever get physical or anything like that. There's been a few physical moments out at the field, and it's like, oh man, that's a grown man out there. acting like a little kid while we're out there LARPing. We're all out there LARPing, having fun, role playing. Playing
Yeah.
Army Man or Speed Soft, whatever, if you will, and you're gonna let it get to you that bad to where you're gonna physically assault somebody. Like, just,
Mm-hmm.
I hate to see it. But at the same time, if I saw a video, I'm gonna watch it. It's gonna be juicy. It's
Mm-hmm.
drama. I know that's what people like. It's my guilty pleasure. I'm not gonna lie. When
Yeah,
someone has that video, you're like, oh my god, man, it's entertaining. But
it is.
I don't want to go that route. If something does happen like that, maybe put it on TikTok, maybe something a little less. Trying to keep the YouTube wholesome. Airsoft. Get people. I want
Yeah.
people to watch my videos, and I want it to make them want to play airsoft. Like, oh, that looks
Mm-hmm.
fun. That looks awesome. Get out there and like I want to do that. Because I never saw any YouTube videos on airsoft when I first started at all. When I heard airsoft, I thought it was like the Walmart see-through plastic Springer guns. I
Yeah.
didn't know it was M4s and replicas and plate carriers and comms and all that other stuff. And when I figured that out, oh, it was over with. Yeah.
I did exactly the same thing when my son said they were going to, play airsoft or whatever. And this is, right before we started our YouTube channel. I was like, okay, like I thought it was weird, but I didn't want to say like, what the fuck.
Hmm.
But I was like, what? All right, whatever. But in my head, I was thinking of like the Springers. I bought them when they were like 10 and 12.
Yeah.
And so I was making fun of them. When they came back, I was making fun of them. And they're like, no, no, no. They're not like that. We got to show you these guns. I'm like, okay. So one of the times, JP, who was their good friend who got them into airsoft, he comes over. He lives like 10 minutes away. He comes over. I guess they told him to bring one of his airsoft guns over to show me. So then he comes over, walks in, and I'm like, hey, what's up, dude? He's like, hey, he's carrying a gun. Looks like an M4, AR-15, whatever, and I'm like, oh, would you get a new AR? Because, he has real steel guns. We have real steel guns.
Yeah.
I thought he was just bringing it over to, maybe they're going to the range. He's like, no, this airsoft gun. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, no way. He's like, yeah, feel this thing. I was like, holy shit. That's what sparked this whole channel thing because
Oh, all right.
I was like, oh, wait, what? These are, I had not, I did the same thing as you. I didn't watch any YouTube videos on it. I hadn't seen anything on it. Just one day they said, hey, we're going to play. He comes, and then JP comes over, shows me. I'm like, holy shit. And then I started looking up some videos and I was like, dude, we got to do, we got to film some of this stuff. This would be cool. And that's how the channel started. So,
Awesome.
yeah, it was
So
crazy.
someone just
But,
bringing over a random airsoft gun, that's what
oh,
started it?
I was, yeah, because, coming out of paintball, when I just coming out of paintball, but I played paintball years and years ago.
Hmm.
Paintball doesn't have, or at that time didn't have the replicas.
No.
They just had,
When I
it
played,
looked
it
like a
was the
paintball
weird.
marker.
Yeah, I think I still have my paintball gun. Now that I
Yeah,
think about it, yeah, yeah.
nice. Yeah, I had a Tippmann 98. Later on, I bought my son a Spider, and but they're obviously paintball guns. You
Yeah.
know, there's no mistaking them. So when he showed me those, I was like, "What the hell?" So then we started getting the mystery boxes, dude. We started getting like really cool, like World War II replicas, and
Oh,
I was
awesome.
like, "Oh my god!" Like full steel, real wood furniture on it. Like I was like, "Holy shit, this is cool." So that's kind of what the process of the channel went through. For me, it was a learning process, and then I would see their gameplay videos because I would edit them.
Hmm.
Same thing you're doing with you had the uh, your GoPro on the end of your gun, facing back, right? And I think you use a scope cam as well, don't you?
So I have a run cam, scope cam on my gun pointing forward, and then
Yeah.
I have a run cam. It's like a drone cam, but it's the same
Okay.
size as the GoPro Session, the little tiny box,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
that is facing towards me. And then
Yeah.
I have a GoPro on my head. Yeah,
Right.
so it's the GoPro and then the two run cams
Okay.
on my gun.
Yeah.
Some people
Yeah.
do put the GoPro on the gun, but I was like, I'm not gonna throw a $300 to $500 thing on there, so I bought the 20 something buck run cam, the drone, and it
Yeah.
it looks great. I love it, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Your video quality is really good, man.
That's
Looks
what, yeah,
good.
that's one thing I wanted to go for, you know. I didn't want to just upload a whole bunch of low quality stuff, you know. So got a good GoPro, good I think editor program. I feel like, you know, that's helps a lot, you know,
Mm-hmm.
knowing what you're rendering in and whatnot. But that's one thing I definitely wanted to go for was quality over quantity, you know, per se. And that
Sure.
and running on a terabyte SD card, or not SD card, SSD, sorry. Um I delete a lot of stuff. So
Mm.
I would, you know, keep only stuff that was valuable, and so that's why my most of my videos were like gameplay. I would love to save footage and have like a, you know, funny montage or something, or like Mr.
Mm-hmm.
OT does. He does never a dull moment, and it's
Oh
guys
yeah.
just, you know, shit in the chute, you know, just talking crap, goofing
Yep.
around. That happens every weekend, but me putting the cameras on, I kind of just go click whenever the ref says go, you know, and then I just play. But there's a lot of moments that happen between that, and I would love to just keep that footage, you know. But I just actually talking about Mr. OT again. Will, he showed me the GoPro app, and you know, I was so ignorant. I was like, oh, it's another subscription thing. I'm not interested.
Yeah.
But then I had some problems with an SD card with footage from The Rock, and he was like, he told me about it again. Went on the website, looked at it, and it was like $50 for a year for unlimited. You could upload as much GoPro footage as you want.
Oh
And
shit.
then they were like, hey, better yet, we'll give you half off for a year. And I'm like, oh, those fuckers got me.
Oh my
You
god.
know, so I paid $25, uploaded the footage, and it worked. And then now I'm like, oh, I can upload all my footage, you know, and they infinite storage for free, or not for free, sorry, for $50 a year. You can't beat that. So I owe that to Mr. OT again, you know.
Oh, that's cool.
And you can share it too. You know, he's talking about Google Drive and stuff, but I was like, no, I'll just give you the login to my GoPro, and you can go on there, the website, and get all my stuff if you want to. And
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, that is cool, dude. Yeah, I didn't even know that.
yeah.
We've been using GoPros forever. Now we have the app that, you can control from your phone. You can like see what the camera sees from your
Oh,
phone and
all
that
right.
kind of
I see.
shit.
I haven't even messed with that with my
Hmm.
phone at all. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
we
then
would do that so that we could see where the, shit was
oh,
pointed
see, I
at.
just I kind of winged it my first time. Yeah, I was like, I hope it's in the right position and stuff. Yeah, and then I think I got the GoPro 8, the 8 Black.
That's what we have. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really great. But I didn't really have to worry about looking too far down or too far up. It's pretty, you know, wide. It sees
Hmm.
everything. The stabilization is what I love. You can. I'm
Yeah.
sitting there running like a, you know, maniac, and it's gliding
It's
through the air.
smooth. It's
It's
so
oh, it's
smooth.
so good.
And
And
especially when
I
it's nice out and blue sky and,
oh, dude, yeah,
it's
people have been
pretty.
like, "Hey, did you edit the sky?" And I'm like,
Right.
No, it's stock GoPro footage. It was just a beautiful day, you know." And that's
Hmm.
what I noticed too. Some of my videos, it will be like overcast, if you will, and the video just kind of looks like dark and gloomy. You know, it's not a bad video, but it just gives you that
Yeah.
vibe, like the sun's not out. You know, maybe it's about to rain or it just rained or something, and it could be
Yeah.
dry as hell in real life, but the video gives you that illusion just because it's overcast. You know, the
Hmm.
sun is the best lighting. You know, it's what you want, especially with the GoPros.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it looks great.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I watched one of the ones. I think it was a video that came out 2 weeks ago. Um, I can't remember the name of it. Oh, I got your fucking thing pulled
I
up
was like,
right here.
I'll check real fast for you.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. I was watching on my phone. Almost out of ammo.
Oh yeah, yeah. The massacre on
Massacre on
shipment.
shipment. Yep.
That's my favorite level, or map, if you will, out of
Yep.
Bing. Yeah, I had a lot of fun making that one too. Yeah, it was great.
I liked that you went through and did the voiceover.
Yeah, see, I'm glad you said that because I was being a little bitch at first about him. I was like, oh, I don't want my voice to be recorded. You know, when you hear your own voice, you just hate hearing it. You know, and
Been
I
there.
had to get over that. You know,
Yeah.
when I was in a band, you know, growing up, being a drummer, this one band was like, hey, we want you to sing, and I was like, oh, okay, you know, and I tried. You know, I tried my hardest, man. I put everything into it, and I played, which is super hard to do too.
I'm
And then they
sure.
go, hey, we don't want you to sing. I'm like, oh, fuck. You know, I was like, I'm just not a good singer. You
Uh,
know, going around a lot of places too, I feel like I have a lot of different slang, you know, different accent, if you will, you know, from being from California to, you know, Texas and North Carolina, you know, picked up a lot of stuff. So I was just a little shy at first doing the
Hmm.
voiceover, but I had a lot of compliments on the voiceover, and uh, one of my old foster brothers, he'll watch them and be like, because he doesn't know nothing about airsoft, and he said,
Okay.
"Hey, I really like the voiceover. It was filling me in and
Yeah.
telling me what was going on and stuff." So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, dude. It was really good. It made
Thank
the
you.
video
Awesome.
because I watch those and I always appreciate those too because I think I've done a voiceover on some of ours, but I never like to.
Mhm.
Um, and I think because I'm just fucking lazy. Okay, I want to
Yeah.
film whatever. I don't want to do any more editing. I got burned out with editing for a little while.
Oh, it happens.
Yeah, dude. I was putting out too many videos at once, and so we were putting out like 3 videos a week in the beginning, and it's a lot of fucking editing. Filming is, well, now filming what we were doing, unboxings, that's a lot easier than what you're doing. So
Mhm.
gameplay stuff and any channel that does gameplay videos that are good, well edited and all that kind of stuff, man, props to them and yourself
Oh, definitely.
because it's a lot of work. It is way more work than what we did here. I'd set my camera on a tripod, hit go. We're sitting on a table. Let's unbox this thing like it's
Mhm.
fucking easy as shit. 30 minutes, of film. I put it on here. I edit it down to, 5, 10 minute video, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's easy. And then gameplay footage, you've got to have all those different cameras, batteries for them all, make sure everything's charged, make sure everything's turned on,
Oh, yeah.
make sure it doesn't run out
Oh, yeah.
of space or battery before the end of the
Speaking
game.
of, you said that about the
Yeah.
batteries running out. I wanted to show you this because a lot of people get a kick out of it.
Okay.
This is what I use to prevent that, if you will.
Yeah.
So right here, I got two battery packs that can charge my GoPro batteries right here, and then my run cam batteries right here. I keep them held in with a little piece of tape, keeps
Yeah.
them held down, and then that goes in my backpack. And as say my GoPro battery gets low, I'll pop it out, put it in, take a fresh one out, and put that in the camera. I just don't want a lot of cords on my head, and stuff like that, sticking out everywhere. So I'll go up to a random player and I'm like, "Hey, will you take this bomb out of my backpack?" And they're like, "What? What?" I'm like, "It's not what you think. It's just batteries." And they take it out and they're like, "Holy shit, it is a bomb!" And
It looks
they
like it.
always get a kick out of it. Yeah, all the wires and stuff.
Yeah. And you've wrapped in tape. Yep.
Yeah, electrical tape.
That's cool.
But yeah. So you talking about dealing with the batteries and all
Yeah.
that other
Great
stuff.
idea, by the
It
way.
prevents that. Yeah, yeah. But it just sucks with the selfie cam. It doesn't have a battery you could take out. It has an internal battery.
Mm,
So
yeah.
on my gun, I have a battery pack like this, but it's round. It looks like a flashlight.
Yep. We
And
have one of those.
yeah, so I have that on my gun, and to the average Joe, it looks probably like a tack light or
Mm-hmm.
something. But
Yep.
that's actually charging and stuff for my selfie cam. Yeah, it's awesome.
That's yeah, we did the same thing because when they first started going out there and their batteries run out, I'm like, well, where's this footage? They're like, shit, my battery ran out. I didn't know. And it just, whatever. I'm like, well, shit, well, you missed all the good stuff. So I'm like, so then my son Chris started kind of researching and looking online, found people like you doing reviews on how to do this stuff or whatever.
Mm,
They did, so he did a similar setup with one of those same, I have two of those same chargers that you just showed. We also have a bigger one. It's like a Fat Max kind of thing, like that. Uh,
nice.
and it's about this thick. This thing will charge your phone from 0 to 100 like 4 fucking times on one charge. It
Nice.
has
Yeah, they're
two
great.
USP, things coming out. Man, they're really good. Well, he found a strap that goes on his helmet on the back, and it slides in there, and then and then it has a hole on the side for the cord, and then he wrapped the cord up inside the pack or the bag,
Hmm.
and then just took out what he needed and ran it through his helmet to his GoPro, and it was like running off of that the whole day
You could probably record
instead of
all
having to
day.
change the yeah.
Nice.
So it ran the whole time. I think Novrich actually showed that. I think that's where he found it from. Maybe that or Silo, something like that, where that's what they would use either on the one on their gun or the one on their
I think I've
helmet.
seen Silo do that, where he's got
Yeah.
a battery pack on the back of his head, and then
Mm-hmm.
he's got the cord going around, and it's tucked away, and it's keeping the GoPro, so he doesn't got to deal with batteries or anything like
Never
that.
have to. Yep. He
Yeah,
runs on that all day. So
yep,
he's done that
yeah.
before. And he did that little pen light or that little flashlight looking, mag light looking thing with the charger. Put
Hmm.
that on his gun and charged the one that, no, it charged his run cam. That's what it was.
Mm.
He was charging his run cam. We actually broke the run cam. One of them. We had two.
Let me guess, the mount.
No, we broke the fucking where the charger goes in, the little
Oh shit.
charging port,
Yeah.
because he dropped his gun or whatever while it was plugged in charging it, and
Hmm.
it just tweaked it enough. So I took this thing apart and got to the circuit board, and it broke the solders.
Oh damn.
It was so small, dude. I couldn't. I couldn't. I tried so hard to fix this thing, but whatever. We just.
Yeah, and soldering something's pretty finicky, man. Yeah, I've like tried to Dean's my own batteries, or
Yeah.
something, and I'm just like, nope, I'm gonna run it up to a buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little wires and stuff are okay, but man, I couldn't get the solder small enough to stay on that one spot and not touch any other track or whatever
Hmm.
they call it on the circuit board, because every little track is connecting something. So the little solder, I'd put too much on, one big drop would just glob on there
All over the
and
whole
be
thing. Yep.
fucking
Yep.
huge, and I'm like, oh, there goes that circuit board.
Yep.
So oh yeah, but anyway, yeah, we did the same thing. It was a process. You learn a
Mm.
lot doing that stuff. When you go out there, you have all your gear, you have all your GoPro stuff, and you try to start doing something like that. I mean, you're focused on playing for one thing, like you're playing the game, but you're
Yeah.
also like, oh, I got to take care of all my shit too, like the cameras, all my gear, and then when you get back, you got 20 hours and GoPro footage, by the way, is fucking huge
Oh,
files.
they
They're
double
massive.
they double their files. It's like, all right, here's the audio and video in a file, then here's
Yep.
the audio in a file, and then here's the video in a file. But it's all here just in case. And I'm like, I just need the audio and video. I don't need all this,
Yeah.
because I think what I record in is 2K, 2.7K, and 60 frames, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I get 4 hours of footage before I have to change the SD card, just because it's the footage is just so thick.
It's massive, dude.
Yeah.
And they break them up. I don't know if they still do. Well, yeah,
They do.
ours does. It
8
breaks it up
minutes.
into like seven. Well, I thought it was 17.
Oh, it
Was
does
it?
8 minutes for me. I don't know if I'm
Oh,
doing
because of the
something different.
resolution. That's what it is.
Probably, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That probably changes with that. Okay. Yeah, ours is some kind of like, because we just do the 1080 at 60 frames, and then it's like 17 minutes and 39 seconds or some shit that it's these file, the video sizes, but the file size is fucking huge as hell.
Yeah.
And so I'm transferring all these, and I'm like, Jesus, dude, I got the USB like 3.0s, and I got the cables that go with it,
Yep.
for that, and it's still fucking like, bro.
I think it's 40 minutes per 40 minutes to an hour per camera to upload the footage whenever I get home. The GoPro footage, and the scope cam footage, and then the selfie camera footage. And at first it was just the scope cam footage and the GoPro footage, which is fine. 2 cameras, no problem.
Right.
And then I'm like, oh, it's going to be a great idea to add in a third camera, Oh, now you got to edit that. Now you got to sync that up. Oh, the audio sucks in the selfie camera. Oh, have fun with that. Oh man, it's great.
No shit.
Yeah,
those
but
are all
I
learning
have fun with it.
And now what you got to do is add a drone. One of those kind that you can like connect to whatever remote is on you, and it follows you.
And it follows you. Yeah.
There you go. And then have that footage to edit in there as well.
That is a great idea. I have thought of that. There's a few guys I've messaged, and I might work with them in the future. But yeah, that is a great idea that you said that. Yeah. I also want to do a level or a video on each map at the field. Like a whole 10-minute video dedicated to each level. And if the owner wants to use it, he can. I'm not making it for him to use, but if it's great and he wants to use it, I have no problem. But I feel like that would be really cool too. And most people are they'll describe a field in a few seconds or something like that before they play, which is fine and stuff. But most of the people watching, they don't know that level. They're just watching from your camera angle, watching the stuff go on. And if they watch enough of it, they might, like I've watched enough Alphons and Dutch and stuff, like I could probably go to his field and I would know the spots, you know, the
Hmm.
cuts and all that stuff just because I watch it so much. But for someone not watching it as much, I feel like a video on the map would be awesome. They could watch that if they want, if it's a 5 to 10 minute video. And then, you know, when they go watch another video and it's me playing on shipment, they're like, oh, I know that map, you know, because I
Yeah.
watched that video on it. I feel like that's a great idea. Yeah.
Well, you know, the on that video I was just talking about, you actually in the description you tagged whoever you said thank you kind of to the drone footage,
Yeah.
and you tagged whoever it was. Well, I went to that YouTube channel and watched that same on that same event or that day, uh, the whole drone footage of that field.
Yeah.
And it was really high. You know, you could see the whole thing. It was really cool that you put that in there because that's how I found. You know, it gave me a different perspective of where you were playing. It's cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Cakes. He just started like a kind of airsoft podcast thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's called One Shot, One Hit Airsoft. He
Okay.
does it with I think he's doing it with our buddy Scott, which was the old field manager at Bing. They have, I think episode might be up on the YouTube now. I think
Okay.
the first podcast, and yeah, he's got a drone. He did some of that footage, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that's shipment. I love shipment. Hey,
Yeah.
Cakes, can I use like 10 seconds of this footage? You know? And he was like, sure, you know, as long as you don't take out the watermark. And I was like, well, your watermark's kind of shitty and small. I'm gonna make it bigger, you know, just to do him a favor. You know,
Yeah.
I went and took a picture and made it a little bit bigger so it stuck out, and
Nice.
definitely tagged him in it. Yeah, he's great. Yeah,
That is
but
cool.
the drone
See, I just
footage
met
is
somebody else
awesome.
that I want to talk to.
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah, he's definitely one to talk to. He is more articulate, if you will, with his words. You know, I love talking to him. He
Bro, everyone's more articulate than me.
uh,
I can barely spit out a sentence.
I run a warehouse for a shipping or for a printing company. You know,
Okay.
every other word out my mouth is fucking shit. You know, I
No
I
shit.
limit it
Me
sometimes.
too.
Yeah, especially out on the field. This little Timmy will come up to me, and he's what 7, 8 years old. I'm like,
Yeah.
these fucking dudes are over there, and he's like, you said the F word, and I'm like, oh, I forget where I'm at. You know,
Right.
sorry.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I'm the same way. We have people come over and, you know, for parties and stuff, and they have little kids, and I'm being me. I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
talking, especially at my own house. Like we're out, you know, outside or drinking, and I'm like, fuck then this and what the fuck, you know, and I joke around when somebody says something, especially somebody brand new that I meet, they'll they'll be telling me, you know, a story as we're talking, you know, and they're like, well, yeah, I did this. And I'm like, fuck yeah, you did. And they go, what? And I'm laughing. So then they start laughing, you know, and so it kind of breaks the ice, so I'm throwing the F word like so much. And my wife's like, this little kid's over here. I'm like, hey, you're going to hear it somewhere.
Yep. I always
It's
apologize to the
horrible.
parents, but they're like, oh man, they've heard worse. You know,
Yeah.
most of the time it's true. And I feel like as long as a kid's not saying it or you're not saying it in like an evil, aggressive way,
Right.
you know, it's fine. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
we're in
way
it.
different when you're messing around and joking around and it's in, you know, than when somebody is legit angry.
Yes. Yeah.
Then it gets, you know, because you know somebody's really fucking pissed when they start saying the, you know, F like fuck or motherfucker, because
Yeah.
then you know, like, okay, now they're getting that level, like they're escalating, like, bro, calm
And it's
the
got a
fuck
different
down.
tone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely got a different tone to it.
Oh
I talk
yeah.
with truckers all day, so it's just nonstop.
Oh shit.
Fuck, shit, you know,
Yeah.
dick jokes here, there. Yeah. It's awesome.
Oh, I'm sure they're talking about gas prices right now too. Jesus.
Oh, they work for most truckers I see are local, so they don't even
Oh,
have to
gotcha.
deal with it. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Every
Yeah.
maybe once or 2 weeks, I'll 1 or 2 weeks out, I'll get a long haul trucker, you know, one
Yeah.
that goes from state to state and stuff, and
Mhm.
I'll talk with him a little bit about it. They're always trying to convert me, and I know it's great money, but I don't want to drive a truck. You have fun with that.
Mm.
You tell me how crappy it is and stuff. It's good money, but how much you hate it. I'm like, that makes me really want to do it, Robert.
not worth it.
No, yeah.
Nah, dude.
Yeah.
I've been in jobs where I didn't, you know, I got burned out. Like
Mhm.
I liked them when I liked the job when I started. Just get burned out because I had this. Well, we had 5 little kids too, so we were you know, trying to pay for them. My wife didn't work when the kids were little, so I'd work a lot of overtime. So I would get, you know, just fucking burned out. I mean, just 70 plus hours a week. Just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
bro, get tired of being there every day. You start waking up going, oh, fucking hating the shit, you know?
Yep.
But it took a while for me to get like that. But I've had that happen a few times, and it sucks going to a job that you absolutely hate.
Oh yeah.
You know, I've always been kind of a positive thinking kind of person. So I'm like, okay, it's just work. What am I upset about? You know, just be, you know, I don't have to fucking love it. But I don't have to hate it either.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, that's my choice. You know,
Yeah.
my attitude is my choice. So yeah, but I've worked around people that are just fucking hating everything they do about it.
Yep.
You know, besides the money. And then I'm like, but you never have time to spend it. You don't have like what you fucking hating yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
You hate everybody else. It makes you hate
right.
people. Like,
Shit.
doesn't sound too
hell
good to
no.
me.
Mm-mm. Yeah, a buddy of mine actually that I was stationed with in California, he when we got out, he drove trucks long distance. And he did it for a long time. And then he quit doing it just a few years ago and then just started, and now he's local. So he just does local runs, you know, Monday through Friday.
Home by 7 type of stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he's fine with it. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as they got that, I feel like that's what keeps them sane, you know? They got to
Right.
just deal with stuff every day locally. You know, it's not as bad as being gone for a week at a time, you know, driving to a different state. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen, man, it's been great talking with you. I'm glad I got to meet you through Mr. OT. We've given him a bunch of shout outs on here. We talked about him a bunch because that's, you know, how we met. And, you know, it's been really cool learning about your past and your airsoft experience.
I appreciate it. Yeah, and I appreciate all the compliments you gave me.
Oh, dude, no, I mean, they're genuine. I don't blow smoke up people's asses.
Oh, no,
I don't like something, I just won't say it.
Yeah.
But if I like something, you know, if something stands out, I don't mind giving compliments, you know? Hell yeah.
When I first saw you with the beer on your podcast, I was like, all right, I like this guy. You know? Yeah, I was like, boom, there we go.
Oh, dude, you know what? I wasn't even drinking. I was drinking, I'm drinking unsweet tea tonight because we went out earlier today. We had my son's girlfriend's son made his first communion. Okay, so they're Catholic, and so he made his first communion. We went to the church for it, and then they invited us out to this lunch thing after, and it was you know, a long day, but we went to the lunch thing. It was like an Italian, you know, a real Italian restaurant, really nice. And we drank. So me and my 2 sons are there, and then all this, and his girlfriend's Colombian, and then all like her sister and all these people over here, like just we're hanging out. We're all pounding these drinks. So, and my wife drank like 3 huge glasses of wine. This other lady was drinking margaritas, and most of us, you know, me and my sons had these giant draft beers. So, and that was like at 1 o'clock, I think, today. So we're sitting here drinking. Well, I drank early. Well, then I ate all this Italian food, and then I got home. And I fell asleep, and then I got up and did another podcast. I was still half asleep, and so I'm like, all that's worn off. It's kind of getting, you know, it's almost like 11 now, and I'm like, I guess I don't want to start drinking again. I don't know, because I kind of had a headache from the, you know, do you ever drink IPAs? You ever try IPAs?
Every once in a while. Not big drinker. You know, I'll drink to celebrate something. You know. I think I say not a big drinker, but I have a beer about every day, you know, at least one, you know, but, I'll drink IPAs every now and then, you know, nice lager is pretty good, you know?
Yeah. Those IPAs are really, you know, they're real bitter, but they, for some reason, they kind of creep up on me. Like they don't hit me as quick as like when I'm drinking my other normal stuff. And then once they do, man, I get a fucking headache like crazy. So I woke up, I had this headache, and I'm like, and I talked to this guy in Belgium, and I was like, bro, just give me like 5 minutes, just go ahead and talk, and I'll wake up.
I'll warm up. Yeah, you just keep talking, man. You know, I'll warm up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was my worry too. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be too quiet, or you know, there's gonna be awkward moments or whatever. But
no, I mean that's happened.
Yeah.
It's normal. It's okay. I can cut them out, and then, you know, in the beginning, when I first started these, part of the reason that happens is because in the beginning, when I first started these, people would be on their, they wouldn't have headsets on, they'd be on their phone, speakerphone. So there's a little bit of a lag with the audio.
Oh,
So,
definitely, yeah.
and then they would try to talk, but while the sound is still coming through their speakerphone, it would cut off. Like their microphone wouldn't like start picking up what they were saying
Yeah,
until
yeah.
like halfway through the sentence. So the conversation was really hard to understand or hard to follow in some spots. So then I learned like, oh, okay, so I need to say something, like ask questions, and then, ask a question and just be quiet. And so then I would ask a question and then they would answer it or talk a little bit. But if they didn't really fill in, like if there wasn't a big story or something behind whatever I was asking, it would just stop. And I would wait because I didn't want to start talking again, and then they're still telling something, and it cuts them off.
Oh man,
that's what was happening. So I would just sit here and wait,
Damn. So you just kind of dealt with it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. And then on the people that were legit, just like done talking, they would sit there and look at me for like good 5 seconds because I'm waiting. And I'm like, and they're like, "Oh, did you hear me okay?" I'm like, "Oh yeah. I'm waiting. I didn't know if you were going to say something else." So it was a learning process with that too. I wanted to give somebody a chance to talk, because sometimes I cut them off. I didn't mean to, but I wanted to keep the conversation going. But I didn't know if they were like just done. I didn't want that long pause, because then it makes them feel awkward.
Yeah.
So, but you did great, dude. No, you're awesome.
I appreciate it.
Was everyone I've had on here has done phenomenal. I'm usually the one that's always clearing my throat or saying or so 1,000 fucking times when I don't need to.
Same here. I feel like I do that a lot.
So, and when I go and edit these, I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, can you learn how to talk, please? So
this is good for me, because I'm going to go back and watch it, and I'm going to be like, oh, okay, I need to talk like this or do this or something. I'm always trying to look to improve or whatever, but this helps me talking to people or get more comfortable talking on camera. I'm down for it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But yeah, I appreciate hanging with you tonight. Well, tell everybody where they can find all your stuff.
Oh, all right. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, and I am on TikTok. It's all Brim Airsoft, BRIM. Yeah, the YouTube is full-length videos. TikTok's like memes, a little bit of drama, Instagram, of course, is pictures, and you might get a little bit of video and stuff. But yeah, that's where you'll find me. Might make a Facebook. I don't know, not really into that. But those are the places where you can find me. Thank you.
Facebook's for old people, bro.
Dude, I know, but you didn't ask me my age, but yeah, let's just stay with that,
Well, you're way younger than me, so you're young to me. So
yeah.
But yeah, man, I appreciate it. It's been awesome, and we'll have to do it again in a couple months.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm always down for it, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. You have a good night, bro.
You too, man. Take it easy.